Guitar Picks with Ron Harvey.
Blind Boy Fuller, Truckin My Blues Away.
Blind Boy Fuller. Well, his real name was Fulton Allen, and he recorded under many different names. Blind Boy Fuller was the one that stuck the most. And this is when we start getting into the local North Carolina aspect of this music, which is really important to me in that I live in this area. He was a recording artist that was extremely popular in the very late era. He recorded in the late 30s and the early 40s. And it was about the end of this country blues music. It kind of ran its gamut from the 20s to the very early 40s. The Depression really killed most of it, but he had such a popular sound. And I actually had the pleasure of a gentleman who used to be the security guard at the store where we work. Mm-hmm. And he remembers seeing Blind Boy Fuller perform on a flatbed truck in the Durham area.
Wow.
And this music is right around Winston-Salem where we live in Durham. These artists would actually play at the tobacco companies when they would let out from the factories, and they would actually play for nickels and dimes. And it was kind of a cat and mouse thing in that the police really didn't want people playing on the street. It was considered begging. So you had to either get a license for it, or you'd play when they weren't there, or you'd have an understanding with them that they wouldn't bother you. And Winston-Salem, believe it or not, had a very active street music scene.
Wow.
Probably the most active street music scene of any town in North Carolina. Black and white musicians played there. A little brief note, and I read in a book somewhere, at the corner of Patterson and 7th Street was a very popular place for Blind Boy Fuller and Blind Gary Davis to play.
Wow.
And I made a little journey myself one time and just kind of went to that corner. There's a Zion church there now. It's a very open corner. I do not know what it looked like in the 30s when they talked about it.
Yeah.
But I kind of imagine what it would have been like to have seen those two incredible musicians playing for nickels and dimes out in the street. I would have loved to have had that chance.
Now, you're not from North Carolina, are you?
No, no, I'm not from North Carolina, but I've been here I've lived here longer than anywhere else I've ever lived, interestingly enough.
Yeah, but well, where are you from?
I'm from New Jersey. I was born in New York State, up in Nanuet, New York, and I moved to Chicago with my family and in Kentucky, and spent most of my teenage life, and that's when I think we all developed the most, in the New Jersey, Princeton area.